Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please do like and share our video. Tonight, we're going to be talking to the owner of Cooper Hill Village, Cindy. She's going to give you guys some background on the place and talk about it. And we're going to just talk about the whole weekend. So, Cindy, go ahead and tell everybody about the place and how you came across, buying the land and everything. And
so I'm Cindy, and we about a year and a half ago we acquired this property. The building was an old store built in 1856, and it had some other additions built on throughout the years. But it was a village actually that was kind of centered around a sawmill and its river access. We have several buildings that were part of this village that are still on the property. And so my daughter actually had gotten a reading from Mandy, and she was...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay. I went to share the video and it opened up on me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so she was so thrilled with the reading that she got from Mandy. And so I went ahead and I contacted Mandy and just, I was looking through her page, I was just kind of wanting to see who she was and what she was about. And I seen that she had the Ghost Sisters. So after my reading, I was like, hey, so we got this old building, that, I feel like has some activity. And so she jumped on it. She was like, yeah, we'll come. And unfortunately, the rest of the team, had illnesses and wasn't able to come at that time, but she just come on down anyway, just a little Lone Ranger. And she so not necessarily. Jennifer was with her for 3 hours of the drive on the phone call anyway. So we are very remotely located out here, and this property has a lot of history. So just being built in 1800s, there was a lot of just strife, trying to make a home and stuff out of nothing. And then the Civil War came through. There's also some rumors of Underground Railroad. So there's also up adjoining us is the conservation area, which has an old cemetery up on the hill, which is very interesting also. So, and then Mandy, the first night, tornadoes were going, sirens were going, or not sirens, but warnings were going off. And so that night, actually, I stayed and did help Mandy do some of the recording and that. And I was so impressed. I was just like, wow, to see this firsthand, and you could feel the energy, when you could actually feel the energy leave when we wasn't getting this. So that really, I was really very, very impressed with that. And then the next night,
I almost passed out when I got there.
Oh, yeah, she did. She gets out of the car and she says hi, and then she gets kind of wide-eyed and just kind of real stumbly, like, do you need to sit down? And she said she really got hit hard with energy, but you could see it in her face. She was just like, wow.
Cindy, so would you say that we had an active night pretty much with the spirits? Do you think they were being real open to communication since I came? Do you think, was you shocked?
Yeah, and I actually, I had some right before you came. I had some little strange things that was happening. Like 3 different doors were closed in my house that I walked by, and their doors are not normally closed. One door was closed, and I'm like, hey, well, then come back through and another door is closed that wasn't closed. So I was like, they know she's coming. We've been talking it up, but just a little more activity that way. But I think it was fairly active.
Now, was you surprised to see that attic was really it was pretty active Friday, that attic?
Yeah, it was. I mean, and that's where I have felt and actually took a picture of something, up there with my granddaughter when she was playing. And I've always felt that there was a child, that it was timid, and young possibly. So just to kind of pick up on that and for you to, feel that also. And so, yeah.
Besides the bats.
The bats. Oh, the friendly bats. Oh my gosh. I thought I lost you there for a minute down the stairs.
You damn near did. And I I'm telling you, if Jenny would have been there, she probably would have been going like you went over to him. She would have went probably right to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
would have.
yeah, they're so, and these are the nice big brown bats, and when they come swooping around, they do occasionally, especially if I got the attic door open, they'll get down into the house part, and I always try and get them out the kitchen door, but it doesn't always succeed. Sometimes they have to fly around for a while.
Girl. No. And my sister, she would have been there. She would have been freaking out too, because she's the same way. She don't do bats. She would have freaked out. But I think overall the place, I had a feeling it was going to be active by everything you were telling about the place. When you sent me the pictures, it was like, oh boy. And then when I got there, walking through the house, it was thick. You took me to the cellar, and oh my gosh, the whole place covered in limestone. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. No wonder the energy was so off the chain, because all that limestone, But
yeah,
it was
and there's something about that cellar still, it just doesn't add up as far as the foundation stones and that. There's something that just still doesn't. Did you guys notice that it's like the dimensions of the cellar and the building don't seem to add up quite right?
I'm a real estate appraiser, and it doesn't add up.
Thank you. I was thinking that, something's not right under there.
Well, that makes sense. Well, I don't know, because to me, it's an old building, so I'm just assuming that it's just where it's old. I don't know what matches up, what don't, and those type of homes. But all I know is there was definitely a portal in the front. I don't know. I just couldn't explain it. There was so much stuff going on. I mean, the energy was thick, and I think we got more activity Saturday night than you and I did. But I think it's because the spirits didn't know how to use the equipment, and then they figured it out. And then Saturday it was like, holy hell. I mean, Danielle and I, it was crazy. What'd you think, Danielle, when you pulled up?
When I pulled up, I thought it was a really, really interesting building and area. Like, you just get a sense that it's very old, and you almost feel like you're pulling up to the 1800s. You know what I mean? It's in this valley. You got all these woods. You've got these abandoned houses. It's a beautiful property, but you get a sense right away that if there's ever going to be activity anywhere, it's going to be there for sure.
What'd you think, Jenny? You were watching us from the other end.
Yeah, I was really interested in the window situation when it came to the curtain, because I kept thinking maybe there was a vent inside the door and that was just blowing it, but then you guys debunked that and verified there wasn't no vent. But then you went inside and outside, which was trying to debunk it to figure out what was happening. And the REM pod was continuous at that area right there by the front door.
Yeah.
Which I think supports Mandy's theory that there's a portal there.
Well, you know what? I don't think I think I've came across portals before, but I don't think I ever discovered it. I heard, other people would say this is a portal, but I didn't know. I really truly believe that I stepped right into that. And that's probably why I felt like I did when I got there. It wasn't because I had a long drive, because I was stopping, I'd stop, got out, stretched my legs, went inside the buildings, got me something to drink and whatever. And I was pumped up. So I know, this was something different. Only place that I can say that actually compared to that type of feeling would be the Ura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee, because that property's just like yours, a lot of limestone and water. And I have felt that there before. So that's how it reminded me. It might have been a little bit more at your place, because, well, I don't know. It might have been about the same, but I don't know. I was always off balance at the shrine, but when I landed at your place, I almost passed out. So I got a little scared. I was like, please, Lord, do not let me pass out in front of you.
I have some chairs sitting on the front, and I was kind of front porch. I was kind of like, "You need to sit." I was like,
Yeah.
"Poor lady."
It was scary. So,
And Mandy, the moment we started the live, it was active the whole night.
yeah, it was.
The whole night. I've never
Well,
seen
you
anything like that.
sending me that, you said you sent me a text on Ghost Sisters
Mm-hmm.
at, what was it, like 2:30, I think, when you pulled up.
No,
And then-
12:30. 12:30
Yeah.
in the afternoon. Yeah.
Okay. And then I didn't receive it until, what was it, 7:16, Jenny, you said? You seen it?
7:16.
Yeah.
What's that?
And that's what was so weird. That didn't make no sense to me because I just received the text message that you had sent earlier, but then at the same time I had it sent to my phone, you had it sent to you. So
The message
same
was sent
message
to
you
me
sent
like
to me
it-
was sent back to you.
Right. That was weird.
And
That
it
was
was,
so
and it was
weird.
really weird because you were sitting there saying to the spirit, "Are you in front of Mandy?" And then I
Yeah.
got that message. Oh, I'm out front in front of the red brick building.
It was crazy.
It was good. It was really good.
And that's a pretty good night because, like you said, this place has never been investigated before. So these spirits have no idea how to really communicate through the ink box and the devices, the equipment. So they actually did a really good job for not understanding that concept.
Yeah, they did. I was really impressed. So I think we had some intelligent spirits we were dealing with, most definitely.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. For sure.
I do want to bring up, Cindy, because I've been reviewing all the, the cameras and stuff. Now, me and you were the only ones who was there Friday night during the investigation and that spent the night there. I was in the room and you were out on the couch.
Yeah.
Now, I had checked both cameras and I had seen you a few times go by, and I sent you the video that I thought something was weird that walked by that door, that light.
Mhm.
And I sent it to you first, and you said to me, well, it could have been me walking by with the phone. And I was like, But I went back and I checked, and I even did screenshots and I sent them to you, and you were like, oh no, I don't think that was me. I think I was asleep at that time.
Yeah.
But when I checked the cameras, I didn't see you nowhere walking by, no light from you, no nothing. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain what that actually was. I think it was a anomaly, but I'm not for sure. Some people think it was you walking by with your phone. I mean, we were getting all kinds of.
Yeah,
I probably
but not
had
at
5 people I
that
seen
time.
post on there saying they thought it was somebody walking by with a phone.
Yeah, but not at that time because I was on my couch, and besides, I don't think. I mean, I tried to kind of replay that like that, and it doesn't. If me walking through with my phone, you can clearly see it's a phone. I wasn't able to send it to you. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it because I had a phone that doesn't have service. It was just like a camera. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to do that.
Debunk it for me, like I asked you, right?
Huh? Pardon?
Yesterday, did you tried to debunk that, right?
Yes, and I'm not able to send it to you yet. I've got to find a way to get it off of that phone because the phone I took a video with, I couldn't get it hooked up to send to you. It wouldn't send. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to send that to you or do it with my other phone, redo it again. But obviously, I mean, you could see that was a phone and it would have lit me up also, that you would have been able to see me. So when we're on that video and I'll find a way to get that sent over to you. Because I did it a couple of different ways. I did it with me holding the phone up to me and holding it down like a flashlight. And you can see, I mean, obviously it's not the same. So, and at that time I was asleep or, on the couch.
That's awesome. So not only are we, validating, I didn't see this on the camera in the living room where Cindy slept, and Cindy is telling you guys that she was asleep at that time. And I had Cindy, when she was at her house yesterday, try to debunk this to see if it could have been by I mean, not that it was. She's saying it wasn't her, but you know, a lot of people was saying it was somebody walking by the phone. So I had Cindy try to debunk it, and you just heard it out of her mouth. She said she couldn't. There was no way you would have seen her, and she did it. What, a couple times?
Yeah, I did it a couple times.
I think it moved too fast. I think it moved too fast for it to be a person with the phone. Because when it came through, it kind of picked up a little speed when it left. I can't see it being a person.
Yeah, it didn't look the same at all whenever I did it on the phone. It didn't look the same as it did on the video. So I just I'm not very good at technology, but I will figure out a way to get that switched over, sent over, or I'll just do it again with a phone that I can send it to you guys with, because it's obviously not.
Because a lot of us look down a cell phone. We're not real fast when we walk, especially when we're walking in the dark. And that's the same way it is when we go locations and we're trying to look at this phone and it's dark. We can't walk fast because it's dark. So that room was dark, and to walk fast, it's difficult for people, I think, to do that.
Yeah, and
to look at a phone and walk.
And it was catching me every time I would come through. The other camera in the living room would catch me going to the couch. So you would have caught me coming to the couch, because it was pointed just enough that, you know, my big booty, whenever I walked around, I tried not to get in the camera, but it did every time. So you would have caught me coming through that way too. Because I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I'm pretty sure that every time I'd walk through, it would show up on the camera, even just going to the couch.
I had seen you walk by.
Yeah.
And I even seen you I had a live feed running on me and another room both nights. And the first night when you were there with me, I could see you walk by every time. There was I mean, I think it was something. And the funny thing is, Jenny says it moved by real fast. I put that in slow motion so we could see how it moved. And look how fast it went by in slow motion.
Yeah, it's a wonder you caught it.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Cindy, I guarantee you there's probably a lot more. If you had more cameras up, geez, I mean.
Well, Secret James just asked a question to her about, Cindy, does a spirits in your house, he goes, Cindy, does it bother you? There's so many spirits in your house.
I've never felt afraid. There's only been one time in this house and that I have ever felt afraid, and there was a lot of turmoil going on. And that night, like, the door that came up from the store, that little trap door, was banging, and then there was like the attic door up here was thumping, like somebody was trying to open it, you know, because it's kind of stiff. And that's the only time that I've ever felt like something afraid of, you know, something. Otherwise, I mean, I've always felt like they're always here, you know, and I kind of talk to them sometimes. I've never felt like that they're any danger of anything. I talk to the little girl, you know, and just tell her not to be scared or whatever, because, you know, but I've never felt danger. The guy, I say it's a guy because just the way they, you know, they kind of touch you on your shoulders downstairs. I felt that a few times. And then, but something is very playful and ornery too. There's definitely some orneriness going on.
Well, what did you think of that picture that we captured?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've seen so much stuff that, you know, if I hadn't seen firsthand, if somebody was just telling me, I would have been like, how does that work? And I'm like, oh, now, you know, seeing it firsthand and everything, it's like, you can feel it though. You can like feel the energy when these balls are going off. You can kind of, just like whenever they would stop, you could feel that it felt like it was gone, like, you know. And I felt that before. I've tried to take pictures and videos of the little ones upstairs before. And I would just do some like pictures, and I caught a couple of different little, a couple of times I've caught little blues, you know, here and there. But the one time I took my video out, and I'm like, I'm going to see if you can almost feel like she got scared and left, and that was it.
Diane says, let's talk about the touchy-feely guy that told you to go take a shower. He did. Cindy, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I took a shower there, I felt like I didn't feel alone in there. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, I'll say it. I felt like, in the bathroom, taking a shower and stuff. I felt like I was being watched. I really did. And I was just like,
probably
not shower because the spirit,
you're something new, I mean, and you're attractive, and they're like, hey.
Well, and then you see, it came
and you're talking to him, Mandy.
Right.
And you're talking to him through equipment. So
Yep. You're acknowledging, and they're like, hey.
Well, and and it was funny because he said, go take a shower. And I was like, instantly thought, I just reminded me when I was in the shower, I was like, damn, somebody's watching me. But he kept lifting up my hair. First, I felt something touch my hair, and I said, don't touch me. And then he went it was like he lifted up my hair, and I said, that's when I freaked out on the live feed because it really startled me. It was really.
Then she moved over by me, and I wanted it to touch me, and it was.
She just wanted to be touched, and I'm like, touch her, touch me now. But I think it was the same guy. I think it was the same guy, Cindy, that put his hand in the kitchen on my head. He went like this.
Yeah.
Remember? Same thing. I felt something go like.
What
it
was
almost
it?
Like they just went like that.
Yeah, you asked something, and I think about that time, Seeker James said something. He's like right behind you or something like that, and you asked for a sign or something, and touched you on top of the head. Can't remember the exact details.
Yep. And but it was funny, and the dolls and stuff. It's just been, them dolls were creepy. And Jenny, you said something about the doll that was, well, I got that doll right here. You said when that doll was sitting in that high chair in the kitchen, you said something about that doll. What?
Actually, there was a man in the chair on the opposite side of the table. He was sitting in that chair when you guys came into the room. He wasn't sitting by the doll. He was sitting, there was like two chairs and the doll was right there. He was on the opposite side of the table.
Yeah. Well,
And then I believe after I said that, Seeker said there was a man sitting in the chair.
And which chair is that? That's not the high chair, is it? The step stool type of chair? It's the ladder back.
The opposite side.
Yeah.
Of the table.
So that is like the little brown step stool type thing. It's like a higher chair. It's not a kitchen table chair, maybe, or
it was just a regular kitchen chair.
Oh,
when
okay.
you guys walked into the room, it was the chair right there at the end of the table when you guys first walked in.
The dog was sitting on the right to the table, but she's saying that the spirit was sitting on to the left.
Okay.
Towards
I had that's such a mismatch
where you would go down. You know what I mean? Into
down,
the floor.
Okay. Yeah. That's such a mismatched bunch of chairs there, so I don't think any of them probably came from the same place.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just felt it right away as soon as you guys walked in. And then Seeker actually said after I said that, he said there was a man sitting in the chair.
Yeah. That has an attachment. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he was just probably sitting there just, He
was probably the man that was touching my hair. He's got a thing for hair. Jenny, you better be lucky you weren't there. He'd have been taking your hair and lifting it up.
I've had that from Uncle Alan at the shrine, holding my bangs straight up in the air.
Yeah.
I think he was just. He was just sitting there.
The kitchen's a little creepy.
He was. I think he was just sitting there, Secret James. It just to me, it just felt like he was just sitting there in the chair.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Now, Friday night, I did some spiritual writing, and I connected with, I don't know, I think it was 5 spirits, and I got Gracie, the name Gracie. Mm-hmm. I got the name Lance. I got the name, I don't know, there was different names that came through. I got Sarah. And then I started getting images of different things that had happened there. But here's the weird thing. When we went Saturday out to that old plot cemetery, all their names were all over the cemetery. It was pretty cool. Now, I don't know if I've seen a Lance, but there was a guy named Leon. There was someone with the name Leon. I remember seeing him. And Seeker had mentioned that name. And I wonder if some of those people followed us, because on the way out there, that obelisk, I had it on the whole time and it didn't shut up, did it?
And there's one spot down by the road that is super active, because we hit it when we was coming back to get Danielle. And then on the way back with Danielle, it was the same way. There's one spot down there in the road kind of, and I feel like that was the main, in between like the store and the sawmill and that. There was a highly traveled area right there. And who knows what actually, has happened. But that thing just was going off like crazy in that area.
Yeah, Seeker, I don't feel like it was anything. I don't know. I don't know about the negative part. I just felt like he was just simply just sitting there hanging out. I don't think it was any more than just him just visiting the kitchen.
Yeah. Waiting for coffee.
I have a question for
Barbara. She says, why don't you all come back again? There is a house close to Cooper Hill by Hell's Island. There, they would like you to visit.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Barbara, if you get them people to contact us and they give us permission and they want us to investigate, road trip.
There's a lot of houses out in this area, and actually down the road, my cousin lives in a house, and it was when they moved in, it was so bad that that they wasn't sure they was going to be able to stay there. I mean, I think it's not a pleasant haunting in that one down the road. But this whole area is just full of history, and there's nobody really out here that does any of this. And there's another gentleman who actually came through earlier in his house that they had got rid of. I think it's more close maybe to St. Louis or something, but it is definitely haunted also. So there's all kinds of fresh material out here for you ladies.
Your daughter Samantha says,
yeah, they are actually starting to tear that house down. I actually lived in this house. They did some witchcraft in the basement, but when I lived there, I had these two little dogs. I came home one day and they were both dead. One was actually smashed flat and shoved behind a radiator and a wall. I mean, you could just feel it was like it was not right. And then a neighbor's lady dog was like, there's just a big hole in it, and it was laying on the sidewalk. But they had a bunch of black candles and stuff down in the basement that they was burning and stuff. But that place has a really bad vibe to it. I think they're actually starting to tear that place down right now. But that would definitely be someplace. I mean, I don't know how into that type of investigation you would be, but that place was definitely very, very creepy. There was no reason why that should have happened.
That would be a good spot to investigate too. Sounds like it'd be a little on the dark side, but it would
definitely be on the dark side for sure.
We've been to a lot of these dark locations. So
we're going to one next Sunday.
Yes, we are.
Where are you guys going next Sunday?
We're going to Whispers Estate in Indiana.
I've heard
it's dark. Kind of like Monroe House is very dark too. It's got a goat man at this location. He's been seen by the tour guides. There is an open portal in this location at Whispers Estate that has been scientifically verified by a scientific machine over by the couch. So it's a pretty dark place.
Well, speaking of dark, I didn't really feel anything negative on your property. There was some angry spirits now, and you even heard the spirits say through the obelisk. I was talking to them Friday night, and they said angry. Remember it kept coming up, angry? And I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel scared until Danielle and I went out there to the smoke shack, And that was scary.
That was the only time I got scared that night. And Mandy, when you and I were standing with our backs against that door and we heard something bump the door and moan.
Well, yeah. Well, here's what,
And
you know,
I
the weird
remember
thing
my
was,
head. I remember my head going, nobody's died from a ghost investigation. Nobody's died from a.
yeah,
I was
we
like,
fell down that hole.
nobody's died.
We
And I was
fell
sitting there
down
going,
that hole.
our options are to stay out here or run for it. You know what I mean? That was the only time I was scared that night.
Well, okay, we got a question, and then I wanted to elaborate more on that smoke shack. Rita says, I have a question. If there's a place, if the place is haunted and if it gets torn down, what happens with the energy, the spirits? No, that's a good question.
They moved to a neighbor's house.
There you go. They just leave, you know? They just
They
leave.
do.
Yeah. That new mantle that you know built out of that reclaimed wood.
Well, when we got in that smoke shack, there was this odd feeling. As soon as we turned on our devices, the REM pod started going off, and I turned on the Ovilus. The Ovilus 5 started talking, and I turned on the flashlight, and it was just very weird. There's some intelligent spirits in there because it said bright, and light came across the Ovilus, which was telling me that they were watching us, or from down below in that what
From
you
down
believe is the
below,
hill.
yeah.
Yeah, because they were talking about how bright the light was, and they said something else I don't remember, but it was all tying into what we were doing up there, and everything was going good. I started to get uneasy, and I even mentioned on the live feed, I said, I don't know, I'm getting a real weird feeling that we might need to get out of here.
You said that we needed to leave, and I said,
Yeah.
okay. And then
but
everything went to hell. Like,
yeah, and we didn't. And next thing you know, now I ain't gonna lie, there was an owl outside that door that kept like
Yes.
moaning. I don't know, it was weird, making weird noises. But the weird thing was what started coming through the Ovilus was witches. And I was like really shocked because I had mentioned to you when we were walking, I said, it might have been Friday or Saturday, I mentioned to you, I said, I feel like something with witches out here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it came through the Ovilus when we were out there that night, Danielle and I investigating. And then it was like everything got crazy after that. But it felt like, I heard, sounded like a spirit was right next to me, like moaning or saying something weird. But then it startled me. And that's when I jumped back against the door. So I slammed back against the door because I scared myself to death. That's what I did. And she thought somebody pushed on the door, and I said, no, that was me. I jerked back on the door, but I couldn't tell if it was a spirit or if it was the owl, but it sounded like it was right up on that door, and it freaked me out. And
the thing is, like, I
because
don't think it was the owl. I don't.
I don't know if it was or not, but whatever it was,
we'll never know, but yeah.
Well, and then we started talking, asking if there was a witch there, and then the REM pod would light up. The REM pod was lighting up to the questions. It was talking about a witch, and that was the scariest part of the night for me because it got real uncomfortable. I was just like,
that was the only part of the night where I was scared. I mean,
Yeah.
we had so much activity and it was so much fun, but when we got out there, it was scary. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, ooh, we might be playing with something we don't want to play with, is the feeling I got with. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
I remember thinking, do we stay in here or do we take our chances outside? Because I wasn't sure what was outside.
I think he was very protective of his area.
Yes.
Could have been, yeah. And I was like, oh God, I don't have my ghost sisters here with me to protect me. Oh, Danielle. No offense, Danielle.
No offense. I was sitting there going, God, I don't want to die in the summer house. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to die.
And this
Danielle
lady-
I
goes,
was great all night.
Danielle was cracking me up. She's like, "This was a stupid idea. Why did we come out here?"
I went back and watched it, and I forgot what I said. I was like, "This is so stupid." Like, what were we thinking? We were supposed to go to the cellar.
Yeah, we were supposed to go out to the cellar, and for some reason, I was like, "Nah, let's go over here to the smoke shop. What do you think? Let's just go over here."
I
That was
think,
my
"Oh,
dumb
that's
idea.
great." And then as soon as we went outside, she's like, "Well, what if Mo's out here?" I think that's what you call Bigfoot. And she goes, "What if Mo's out here or a bear?" And I'm like, "Well, I hadn't thought about that."
It was scary. I was scared of the
It
animals. I
was.
didn't
It
know.
was.
Didn't know the animals. And then I had a spirit out there talking about witches and stuff. I didn't have Jenny with me.
Well, maybe he was a male witch.
You know what?
Maybe.
I thought about that, Jenny, because I think I asked, I went back and watched everything. I think I did ask if it was a female, and I thought it lit up. But then again, I was thinking it could have been a warlock, you know?
See, that's
And
why
the
he
other thing, Mandy, that we haven't talked about is after we stopped the live, you couldn't find a piece of your equipment, and we had to go looking for it. Remember?
We went on this big goose hunt looking for my damn equipment. I thought the spirits done hit it.
We thought it might
Within
be
blind bear
outside.
combat,
We thought
Jenny.
it was
That's-
like
we did a
whatever.
complete. How many times did we walk through that house? Like once or twice? Well, it was
But
once.
we had to go downstairs because we weren't sure that we hadn't left it outside. And I was like, crap, because that door was so hard to lock. And then we went through the store and everything. And it was so funny because as we were going up, we were down, we couldn't find it. She was way ahead of me. And I heard footsteps in the store, what I thought was footsteps. And she goes, "What?" And I said, "I think I hear footsteps." She goes, "Get up here." And she was done. She was like, "Just get up here. We're done." Doesn't matter if you hear anything or not. We're done.
Yeah. You know, and
Yeah.
it's funny because a lot of people watch, they probably see us laughing, having a good time. But it's not so much, we're not trying to be goofy and goof off on the live feed. It's just all the excitement. It does get you in that vibe where you're excited because you're getting responses. It's kind of like being in a haunted house. Well, it is a haunted house, but you know, the fake haunted houses, and you don't know what's coming at you from every corner, what's going to happen. It's that kind of excitement in a place like that, especially when you're alone. 'Cause it was just
we have
me
to
and
have
Noah.
a little humor for what we do.
I like
But
you guys'
then
style.
we have to
I
get excited too. Like when we were outside, and Mandy, you kept asking whoever was on the other side of that door, moving the curtain, to move it to the side. Remember how excited we got? Like
Yeah.
that's so exciting when that's happening. You know what I mean? Like it's so. That's why you do this. And it was
Mhm.
moving the curtain that was so exciting. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, we take it seriously, but we also have to have humor. I mean,
Right.
you know what we're
Right.
dealing with all night. You have to laugh about things and try to debunk it and have fun with it too. I mean, if it's all serious,
Exactly.
it's harder to do.
yeah.
Cindy says, Cindy, how do you feel about the basement?
The basement, I don't have like bad feelings down there. I feel like there's something more to the basement. Not necessarily the part we're in, but that the two crawl space areas back in there. I feel like there's something more to that area back in there. And so my daughter was just talking about this one house up on the hill, the one we're tearing down. She said that she can't hardly go in that house, and that's the one where I had a terrible feeling. I was like, nope. You know, me and my sister had been exploring all of them. I'm like, nope, we got to get out of here. We got to go. You know, there was something. It doesn't feel like that now necessarily, but Samantha said she had felt that too. Now the cellar downstairs, like I said, I don't really feel anything like negative other than there's secrets down there.
Now, I was worried about the bats when we first went down there. I was just waiting for a bunch of bats to get me.
Yeah, you know, and they're friendly. They're okay. I've made friends with them. Yeah.
Until they get
It
caught
is
up
so
in
fun
this,
to watch people
They get caught up
scream.
in my hair. Cindy, so you guys, what most of you don't know is I'm gonna go grab this doll, okay? So bear with me.
You know,
Let me get-
Seeker,
I'm gonna show you
somebody
guys
may
this
have
doll.
been. There's different. There's different stories. There, you know, there's the doll.
So
Let's hear a laugh.
I brought this doll from Missouri, from Cindy's place. Cindy, you want to tell them about this doll? Woo! Minnie,
So this doll, I got her with, huh?
I'll leave her there, Mandy. Mandy, bring her back.
She's
Hold her for a
intense
few
to
minutes.
hold, man. She's got a weird vibe to her.
Oh, she
Yes.
does?
Are you okay?
It's different.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah.
Cindy,
So I
where
have
did you get her?
left her. I got her in an estate, and I actually have another doll that I'll bring out that was her sister doll, but I cleaned up some of them. Whenever I started to clean her up, she stayed on the porch for some reason. I left her on the porch. And I don't know if it's just a feeling I had with her or what, but she stayed on the back porch and people would be freaked out. They would say she had moved, but she just, I just feel like there's something weird about her. Maybe that's why she stayed on the porch, but there other people were just totally freaked out by her. So, but I have another doll. I think I'm going to run and get her right quick and show you kind of what she looks like. She doesn't have quite that feel, but this doll definitely has some oddness.
Well, what a lot of you guys don't know, since I came back from that place and I've had this doll, I think some things followed me, or they're maybe attached to her. I started seeing dark shadow figures in my house and hearing things. But I hear things in my house, but no, it got more intense since I've had her and since I got back from that place.
You got your EVP right there. You got your EVP. Run an EVP with her right now.
Let me
see what happens.
Let me get my paranormal closet. Get my
Mandy,
recorder.
where do you keep her?
I keep her with the rest of my haunted dolls over here.
Okay.
Her dress is really tore up though, so she needs a new dress. That dress is old.
Thanks, Peggy. I'm curious to see, with us sitting on here right now and everyone being live and us four being here, maybe we might be able to get something by EVP.
We might. I also have some cat balls over there, and she's been lighting. I think she's been lighting them up. I think it's her, because, well, it could be one of the other dolls, but I think she's the one lighting up the cat balls over there. So, okay.
Seeker said Shadow went through the wall earlier.
Oh, great. I thought I saged. I thought I got rid of everything. Hi, everybody tuning in. Those who don't
You'll
know,
lower the energy.
Yeah, this doll came from Missouri, where I was over the weekend at Cooper Hill Village. She's a pretty active doll. So I'm just going to ask her a few questions and see if I can get anything. There's Cindy. So Cindy, I'm going to do an EVP real quick and see if I get anything with the doll.
Okay.
She's kind of, I tried to get her to talk to me, but she's kind of shy, or whatever's attached to her.
Sorry, guys. I got to smoke a cigarette.
Oh, hey.
Here we go.
You want to hold the phone? I'm going to
Can
go to
you
the
tell
bathroom.
me your name?
My friend's going to hold the phone and then go to the bathroom.
Are you angry that I brought you here to Ohio? Can you tell me your name?
No, Kim.
I'm not hearing anything.
No, Kim. I don't need any in my house. I don't want any haunted dolls in my house. No, no, no. I've got all the evidence I need on my spirits in my house now, guys. I'm going to share some EVPs with you guys on Ghost Sisters. They're pretty good. Mike and I did some EVPs for 2 weekends in a row, just talking to them, not trying to upset them. And we came up with exactly who's in my house now and their names. And I have some great EVPs to share with you guys on what we came up with. And I'll get to that tomorrow. Nothing?
No, I didn't get anything with that. But what I was going to tell everybody is I've been seeing shadow figures, dark shadow figures in my house. Tuesday, I was laying in my room and I seen this short, weird, it almost looked distorted, like it was short, like about the size of a child, but it was weird shaped. And it went across into this room, across the hallway into this room. And I was like, what the hell was that? Cindy, did you guys is somebody there with you?
Yes, Charlie just walked by, I think. Yeah, I think Charlie's
I just seen a shadow walk right in front of you, girl. Okay.
I about scared myself when I was doing that video.
Yeah, I didn't know you had him there.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then the next morning when my alarm went off and I was still laying in bed, I was looking at my phone. I looked down the hallway and I seen this tall, black as black. I mean, this thing was like a blob. I can't even describe it. It was tall and it was black as black. And it just walked right across into this room. It didn't even look like a person. It just like a blob, like black blob. It was tall and that scared me, man. That freaked me out. And then I came in here later on that day and she was turned over like this.
There's a vibration I get from that one that you have, Mandy.
Yeah.
I think I told you that day you picked her up at the store and we were on Facebook Messenger video and I said there's some vibration I get from that.
Well, there's definitely something with her.
But she's got a good idea. I gotta scroll up here for a minute. Or Steve has a good idea. Steve Gilbert. Hey, Steve. He says, let the two dolls see each other on a screen, then ask the question on the EVP.
Oh, shit.
She's like, well, shit.
I almost brought that doll. I'm kind of regretting I didn't bring that doll.
This is her sister came out of the same estate.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to see your sister?
Okay.
Is Samantha your daughter, Cindy?
Yes.
Okay.
Samantha's the one who originally had a reading from Mandy, and then I got a reading.
Okay, here we go. So what is it you want me to ask? What's the question you wanted me to ask?
Let me do it.
Okay, hold on.
You want to show them what a bright moon there is tonight?
Get out of here.
That ball's lighting up and I'm not even touching it. It's lighting up right now in front of her. She's getting active, man. Now, I hope you're nice. You feel nice a little bit. So
Is there
get
a way
ready.
I can see the comments without like messing anything up?
It's very difficult on your phone. I run my phone and I use my my laptop at the same time.
Thank you.
You ready? Here we go.
You two dolls can see each other. Can you tell us who you are?
Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff.
You two dolls can see each other. Can you tell us who you are?
No.
No.
Stubborn. But anyway, I ended up saging, guys. So I ended up saging, I think Wednesday night or Thursday. I saged. I used frankincense and I had palo scent going on at the same time, burning both. hitting every corner of my house, all the cupboards, all my dresser drawers, everywhere in my house. I saged her too. I saged everything.
You're letting
Well, no, he
I
pissed
think
her
I
off.
fired them up. Huh?
He pissed her off.
I think I've set the energy of my house because my lights started flickering in my bedroom. And now, of course, it might be just the light going bad. I don't know, but that light don't flicker in there. And I thought it was weird that was going on after I saged. So
Play
I
that
started
again.
doing- Huh?
Play that again, Mandy, because Rita said there was a one-syllable word on the recorder.
Well,
Can you play it back?
You two dolls can see each other. Can you tell us who you are?
it's not, if there is something there, would be that damn ball's lighting up again. There would that would be considered, if there is something, I think it's a classic C. It wouldn't be an A or a B EVP because you can't really hear it. I'd have to put in, actually get headphones right here. What am I talking about? I could. Well, y'all keep talking. Let me see if I can hear
The EVPs I got from my house are Class A. Perfect.
I sure did, Peggy. I didn't hear you with headphones. Let me see.
Yeah, we talked about that, about telling it to leave, and it's not welcome.
Well, my dog has been acting weird, and I heard it sounded like a man or a woman say, "Get out." And my dog was like staring down the hall. It was freaky. Let's see.
Child spirit touching your hair, Cindy.
That's not
Tell him to
working.
curl on up. Crawl on up.
Is
You got a
that
big lap.
Is that the speaker saying that?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you afraid to be there, Cindy, by yourself?
No, I spend a lot of time here by myself.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I even walk
I can't do
outside
anything.
sometimes in the dark, up around.
Oh,
I don't
do you
feel.
really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, it's a full moon tonight.
it is. It is. It's kind of
It is.
cloudy. Oh man, we need to be outside.
Manifestation night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna set her back over here, and I'm gonna put the ball back on her and see if she lights it up.
Maybe
Hi,
she
Karen.
Maybe she wants to come home. Maybe she was sad that she left.
That could be.
She has a little friend here.
Bye, Steve.
She's got
I know.
I don't know, but I have seen, things in my house, but now to me this could have been something negative. But in my opinion, just because you see a shadow figure, it could be a spirit that doesn't have enough energy to manifest and show its form, or the one that I've seen that was black as black, that one might have been the bad one. But the first one I seen, it was more like a shadow figure that was weird shaped. Might have been a child that didn't have enough energy to manifest, But that's just my opinion.
I've been really curious about the doctor there, because I feel like that's who Mandy took a picture of that night, and we were mostly interacting with. Do you feel that, Cindy, that it's a doctor there?
I feel like there could be I almost feel like the gentleman that kind of hangs out here was possibly, so there was a couple of different owners at different times, but I feel like the one is associated with the actual store itself. And I feel like he also definitely could have been a soldier at the same time, I don't want to tell you guys too much of the history because I know you guys want to come back at some point. But I definitely feel like he is. So there was a doctor. I mean, I'll just tell you that
Well
much.
said, Dr. Waller.
There is
Waller
a
came
doctor.
to the office.
Are
Yeah.
you saying, Cindy, that you feel like it's a soldier that is really present there?
I don't feel like he is. I don't feel like he's associating himself. I don't feel like that turmoil that I guess I would think that a soldier would have so much as more of just kind of a. I feel like he was a well-to-do gentleman in a way, that he had some status. I feel like that, but I feel like he doesn't overstep his boundaries. Like he's just kind of he's respectful, but
Yeah.
also friendly. I don't feel anything like negative. Like when there was one time though, I think whenever they was touching my back, I was like, okay, let's not get carried away, that kind of stuff, because I didn't want, like, I don't want nobody touching me while I'm sleeping down here in the store or whatever, that's fine. But
Yeah.
So is that ground? Is that like Civil War ground, or soldiers and Indians? What is
Indians,
the history of the ground?
it is a very prominent Indian area. It is a conflux of a river and a major stream at the time. So whenever they did like the bridge, they did surveys and did samples and stuff, and they found different levels. I mean, hundreds of years of Indian activity throughout this area. Lots of arrowheads and just all kinds of stuff throughout here. But then also the Civil War. I think it was Price's army. I think they just fought back and forth all the way down through this area apparently. So at one time both the Confederate Union soldiers would stay in those rooms at different times. So, and lots of Native Americans here.
So when you say soldier, do you think it's Civil War?
Yeah,
Like,
Civil War. Yeah,
Yeah.
Civil War soldiers. They was, and just with and I feel like, there may have been slaves here, but I also feel like there were freed slaves. I feel like
They would have
that.
to have been, because at that time where you guys lived, there wasn't slavery there. It would have been more of the free slaves.
Yes, and that's why I feel like they shut down when
Or
you
they
start
were
talking
hiding
about.
them out.
Yeah.
Even hiding
So
them out.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that the basement, the cellar has secrets, and that may be part of the secrets. That's maybe they hid people out down there, but it's like almost like they shut down when you start talking about slavery. It's like the spirits just kind of, they're like, we don't talk about that. Like it's a big, so I don't know if they're afraid.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when we did that spray, we did the spray in there because it was active in that room. We had that REM pod wouldn't quit going off. And usually when we're investigating, us girls, we like to do a spray if we're getting a lot of activity in an area. So I want to tell you that you got to be careful when you do the spray because of pareidolia, and people need to understand. And we had a lot of people commenting on that video I posted of that thing that went by. And a lot of people were seeing things on the door. But in my opinion, a lot of that is pareidolia you're seeing. People zoom in on things and see faces because we're meant to see shapes and sizes and things that are meant to look like faces. So you got to be real careful. And same thing when we're doing the spray and we go back and you got to be careful because pareidolia. So I like to look at the real prominent, something that looks real prominent. And that guy stuck his head in that damn spray. he was like just sticking his head in. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys. My first impression was, oh crap, man, this looks like the devil. That's what his features were so sharp, and who knows what he looks like. And just we only know from what we see in movies and pictures, But from what we see from pictures and movies, that side profile. I mean, the forehead was big, the nose was prominent, the chin or goatee, whatever the hell it It really did, but I didn't want to say that because I'm like, I gotta sleep here.
Oh, you didn't even want to hear the comments that were saying that
No.
it looked like the devil. You were like, no, nope, 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 nope.
Yeah. Well, I
we
didn't
were
want to like talk about
Yeah.
that. What if it was something? You never know. And Cindy, I think your place has a lot more to be discovered. And the more stuff that goes on there, I truly feel that it's going to get more active. You got and now that I'm bringing this up, Cindy, you want to tell everybody what your plans are for this place because
Yeah, I would.
Once they start coming.
Yeah. So, we've, the place is so old and it's so big and we've been just, kind of struggling to make the repairs and stuff. And everything I feel happens for a reason. And so, Mandy's like, you could have people come in and, investigate and, you could help fund the, the repairs that are needed. So I would like to open this up to help bring in some money for people to come in and do investigations and to help just do some of the repairs. We got a roof that's leaking because I mean, I've been struggling with this and feeling very sad that it's this history is going to, this building, is deteriorating so fast. And I'm like, and so this is a new venue, a new avenue that we can go to make some money to save this, preserve it. I also feel like I need to like talk to the spirits and be like, hey, this is what we're going to, this is what's going to happen and not to upset them or anything, this people will be coming in asking, questions and stuff. And just to kind of, give them a heads up of what.
Well, Cindy,
Hey,
you're
Cindy.
sitting on a gold mine.
Cindy,
Just-
can I
I
say
told you
something
that.
right now?
Yes.
I'm sitting here with a friend right now. We have the week after Christmas off. We would love to come back out there, and I would love to give you like the initial fee
Yeah.
to stay there if you are willing to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
The week after Christmas. I'm looking at the week after Christmas, maybe like that Wednesday or Thursday, and we will. I want to pay you to come up there again, and if you allow us, we will stay there.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And we'll do a Facebook Live, and we'll just like show what the place is like, because obviously,
Yes.
Mandy and I showed that it's very active, and that all goes to Ghost Sisters. But I will do it again if you allow me, and I would love to pay you.
Oh,
It's
that would be amazing. Yes.
Yeah,
And,
I would
yeah.
love to.
Well, thank
I-
you.
I gotta
I'm
get,
sitting
I
here
gotta
right
get
now.
my girls there. I gotta get the girls there.
Yes.
Yeah,
God,
and
yes.
Mandy will
just
get the
know.
girls there. But if you allow me
The
to
spirits
come,
will have a heyday with a house full of women. They will
Oh,
know what to
yeah,
do.
she will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they will. They're already
I don't know what
activated.
to
Like
do.
Mandy and I activated them. So if you allow me, I'll message you later. But if you allow
Yes.
me to come,
Oh,
like maybe
Danielle, that would be awesome. I would
Tuesday,
love to
Wednesday,
have
and
you
I
back,
want to pay
too.
you. I don't want to come for free. I want to pay you. We will pay you, and we will just.
And
see
I
how
will
it
feed
goes
you
from
this
there.
time. Bless your hearts. I will
Oh
definitely
no,
feed you.
no.
That's another thing, Cindy, you could do. And Jenny had mentioned it too, that you could do like a bed and breakfast there. You could just go there in the morning and cook people breakfast and
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I can make some
you
coffee
got
too.
all the means to do it.
Oh, your coffee is amazing. Oh my gosh. Your
Yeah, we
coffee
grind
is
it
so
fresh
good.
in like a antique glass coffee
do.
grinder on an
Yep,
antique
we do.
door that come out of one of the buildings. It's just but you guys didn't even get to investigate the actual old log cabin up there.
No.
Yeah,
Lost
so I mean
Where is that?
yeah, there's the old the cabin that was built in 1850s also that yeah, come on. That
Oh, look at my face. She's like,
yeah, so I mean, and I feel like that area, that building has a lot of it has some vibes in it also. But it started off as like I mean these massive logs that were hand hewn, and so I think they stayed in some of that area while they was building this. So yeah, I mean that building there, you guys, you didn't even do anything in there, did you?
No,
No.
just I had the Ovilus running when you took me through all those houses, and there was stuff coming through.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I didn't have a good connection to keep my live feed running out there, so it would have been hell trying to get a good live going out there.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
Yeah.
even in the
Yeah.
smoke shack,
yeah. I
We
had to
were
like
lucky
stand
to go what we
outside,
did in
and then
the
you
summer
could get off
kitchen.
my,
Yeah.
hotspot off of me or something. We just need to set it up to where you could do it live, because I do feel like there's some history in that too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Cindy, we were here in Disembodied Voices before we even went live. You remember when me and you were standing there talking, and I thought I heard a woman right there where we actually captured that thing walking by. It sounded like a distant voice right there by that kitchen. Heard that woman, and I thought it was you, and you said, I didn't say nothing.
I talk to people all the time. I'll be like, yeah, what'd you say? And they're like, nobody said anything. And I used to hear my name when I first came here all the time. I would hear somebody going, Cindy, Cindy. And I'd be like, what, where are you at? Thinking somebody was upstairs or something, and nobody had ever called my name. So it's like they figured out my name when I first got here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious to get us girls back there too, Cindy, because different people bring in different energy, and with Jenny and her gifts, and the other girls, it'll be crazy, I think. And you have to keep in mind, if you're going to start allowing paranormal teams to come there, it's really going to change the energy, because you don't know what people are saying.
Yeah.
They might be, they might start to taunt the
Yeah, I
spirits.
definitely don't want anybody to upset my resident spirits, to be disrespectful or hateful in any way to them. I mean, because I feel like
And here's the thing, that nobody would have to, because they're going to get communication.
Yeah.
They ain't going to have to get all, with the spirits.
Yeah. And I feel like there's so much that unfinished, stuff that hasn't been discovered in this area, that there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of sadness in any area, that was frontier, just the times were so hard. A lot of, deaths, children, illness, and, just births, and that. There's actually the history of the owners of this original store, is pretty,
You want to go?
sad. There were just so, I mean, and that's information you can find, if you was to look for it, but it is definitely stuff that you guys kind of touched on in your investigation. I would love to, after you, to sometime let you in on, how spot on you actually are on some of these things.
Oh, go ahead. Well, what, Cindy, go ahead. If we were, I would love to hear how spot on we were. That would be awesome.
I'm just gonna give you one example. So you remember when the gentleman was talking about the vision, cold, the cave, the darkness, the hunger.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The Ovilus, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So there was actually a gentleman who, when the bushwhackers came through, he ran down to a local area, a local cave, and he hid out in that cave for 2 weeks. And when they finally left and he came back, he died of exposure and starvation. After he came home, he didn't survive the, hiding out in the cave for, the 2 weeks. But yeah, so, the cold and the hunger in the cave and the dark, and just, having to.
That was probably him.
Yeah. I was just like, wow, you could just put it all together there. And
there is another team wanting to come there too, Cindy. Right as soon as they seen me live there, Larry, his team, Lawrence, Larry, I think he's going to maybe kind of outline some of the details of what he wants to to do in that. And I think he was thinking more maybe in the spring or something. We have a couple of rooms that we're going to, because right now it's kind of my internet business. It started off with the antique business downstairs, and then COVID, so I did more of the online stuff. But I am going to take my online business kind of back to town and put in a couple more beds, and so there'll be 2 more bedrooms available for
guests, to stay also. So, but yeah.
So it'd be cool to like have if us girls come there, Jenny. Some of us girls could sleep upstairs, and then we'll put some of the girls downstairs and have live feeds running on everybody.
Yeah. Oh, that one couch down there, that one couch that's in the shop down there. That might actually have some attachments to it too. I got some stuff from an estate. The family came over from Greece, and they worked hard, and he ended up, I think, becoming a barber in St. Louis, but she just hid money everywhere, and I found money and stuff, and they said that I think she would even take apart the vinyl and restaple it back after she hid money in there, but so that was her couch. And there was there was 3 or 4 other items of hers also, but she, I think, was very attached to her stuff and everything, I mean, when you come over from nothing and you build yourself up, everything has such great value, to you. So, but you could tell they were very, very prideful. I have like the barber set, the original, shaving stuff and his, so I'm just like, some of that stuff you can just feel like, they put so much love and energy into it. There's probably some good attachments down there if you ever actually just get to look at them. Somebody could sleep on that couch.
Put chastity on that couch. Oh God, I could just, yeah. Us girls, when we spend a night in a haunted location, we usually spend the night at the Uber Shrine, and we're crammed into one room with these 2 blowed up air mattresses, and it's usually Jenny and Bobby on one air mattress, and I'm on the other with my sister. Let me tell you, to be a fly on the wall and hear us girls just.
Yeah, Mandy and Chassie don't do very well sleeping together like Bobby Joe and I do.
Yeah, Barbara, I think Barbara Litton said there was a lot of different outlaws that ran through this area also. And there was definitely a lot of the outlaw history through here too. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm going to tell you though, that whole curtain thing out front, I know some people probably thought, oh, that ain't real. And there's probably a vent. But here is the thing though, there is a vent that was above that door, but you didn't have anything turned on down there.
Nope, we didn't. Nope. It was,
you had only the little heaters running upstairs.
Yep. And so that is actually right above, where my cameras were moved, so them 2 cameras I had that door, is right above there. So then it's so weird that camera was just turned a totally different direction. And it was, like that for a day or so until I got back here. And I'm like, okay, maybe something, but I walk in, you can just see as soon as I walk in the room, I'm just like, what the heck? Because it's pointed back exactly the way it was before. So I'm just like, that hasn't happened, Well,
we done got them. They know that we can, hear them and talking to them, and yeah.
Stuff definitely gets moved all the time though. That at first I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm just, I'm losing my mind here and I can search, I can run all through this building, and it's a big building and you have to go up one set of stairs and down another and all around, and I'll be like, I just had this, and I can look and then I'll come back in a room and it's like laying right there. And I'm like, I just walked by that. There's no way that was there. Or, I priced something downstairs and I remember seeing it, pricing it and putting it on the shelf, and somebody will come in and they go right to it. And I'm like, what's the price? I said, well, it was just on there. Nope. Couldn't find it nowhere. I come back up here sometime later and it'll just be laying randomly upstairs somewhere. So it's like, sometimes I'm like, okay, you guys got to stop it.
And I wish the girls could have came with me.
Oh, me too.
But everything happens for a reason, and with them guys not feeling good, and it worked out. Danielle came, and I got to meet Danielle, and you got to investigate with me. And at least Jenny was on the live feed the whole weekend with us.
Yeah.
She was watching, and definitely an active place, and I can't thank you enough for allowing us to come there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you came. It's just, I feel like it's just opened up another chapter, the, like a next, the next chapter in our lives that was meant to be, and I can't wait to meet the rest of you guys and all the people I'm sure I'm going to meet throughout this process. And
Oh
yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting for sure. When is the
Yeah.
team going there together? Good question, Rita. It's hard to get all these girls together. There are 7 ghost sisters, but there's only 3 full-time girls, and the rest are just fill-ins. So you got Jenny and I and Amy. We're the full-time girls, and then my 2 sisters, Jenny's daughter, and my best friend. They're all just fill-ins, and some of them don't get to go hardly at all, or some of them do go when they can. So it's just might not get all 7 of them, or we might at least get 3, 4 of us. It just depends. Trying to get everybody to go on the weekend that they don't work or whatever the situation is, if they can afford to go, the drive, which I don't know why they care. I do all the damn driving. I'll just be sitting here relaxing. I'll be doing the driving.
Yeah.
Well, next weekend, I don't know which one of you is driving, whether it's you or Amy, but
actually driving.
I am driving Mike and I up there next weekend.
You got a question here for you, Danielle.
What?
Can you?
I'm sorry, I
She's
didn't hear what
saying,
you said.
do you have a group that she can go watch you live? Did you hear me?
I did, but I don't understand what you're saying.
There's a girl asking if you have your own group, a page.
Oh,
site,
no,
you can watch you live?
no.
Okay.
But I will be live on Christmas night at Randolph Asylum. So
Awesome.
we'll be live
Cool.
there.
Yeah.
And we will be live at Whispers Estate the day after Christmas on the 26th.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'll be watching both you girls, both you guys.
Spooky weekend.
Yeah.
For sure.
It'll be a great weekend. Yeah.
I'm excited. I haven't been out in 3 weeks. I'm excited.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
I actually investigated 8 weeks in a row between Mandy and us going to Memphis, and then with Mike. Mike runs Creepy Cincinnati Paraforensics. We were out for 7 weeks between Middle Point and the funeral home, but I've been home for the last 3 weeks, so I'm excited to go out next weekend.
I
You
swear
recoup,
that doll looks right at me. I swear it looks like she's leaning. If she falls over, I'm going to tell you, I got her propped up there good, and there's a cold breeze right here. Now, I'm not saying it's paranormal, but my house is pretty warm, and it's just like this, I'm being circled right here, this cold draft.
Diane asked that doll's talking to you, Mandy.
She's like, it's almost like that doll is like, you know how children can be like ornery, you know what I mean? That's what I kind of get with this doll. She's ornery, like stubborn, and she does what she wants. It's not like, well, Bubby, he's
That Kentucky accent came out on that word. Say it again.
Yeah.
ornery.
Ornery.
Well,
Yeah.
The ball's lighting up. Look, guys, the ball's lighting up. I told you.
He's like, I'll show you, Henri.
You see it? Can you guys see it on the live?
I can't
lighting up.
put on the glasses on.
There is a cold draft, man, right up on me. It's like they're right up on me. They say, no, I'm no country, man.
Some words, Diane, it's hilarious when we're out investigating. Some words that come out of her mouth.
Well,
And if you're
Diane,
around her long enough, it's like you start talking like her.
Oh, Lord. Diane, my mother is very Southern, born
Hey,
in Kentucky.
I was proud of her last weekend. She was actually cussing on live feed.
I did. You know what? When I went back and watched that, I was like, God, I'm dropping.
course
I
you
didn't drop
are.
it. Now I don't drop the F
You
bomb.
did one time.
I did one time.
Yeah,
That
I think
was
she did, didn't
man,
she?
it's cold right here.
I'm sitting here
I
thinking
did,
you
but
didn't say
why
fudge.
wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, that's because I was scared to death out there in that shack. And I did drop
That
the F
was
word. I did. But
ridiculous.
usually I'll say fudge. So and working in law enforcement, I didn't like to drop the F bomb. And the inmates knew if I was mad, I was cussing. And they'd be like, "We don't like hearing you cuss, Miss Cummings." They knew I was mad because I would start dropping the bomb word on them real quick. But I didn't want to say that word, so I would say fudge. Or you know what I mean? So I didn't
Yeah,
want to cuss like
that's
that.
usually Chastity and myself, Rita. I have a tendency
Yeah.
to do it too, depending on the situation.
Yeah, but I was cussing a little bit more, saying shit, damn, you know. I did see that, and I
I
was
was
like,
so
oh,
proud
man.
of you.
Such a
I'm
good,
surprised
good
Jenny
moment.
didn't say something to me. Jenny would usually say, "You realize you were cussing a little bit more on the live feed."
Well, she was pretty brave coming out here all by herself in that tornado weather, and
I didn't know there was a tornado. I did not know. I just thought it was raining. That was it. And I pull up, man. It was like I was like, "Holy hell! What did I get myself into?"
yeah. And then you have to go outside and down and around to the creepy cellar. I need to have a little trap door that we can just trap ourselves down into the cellar.
He's looking right at me.
So Seeker made a comment, Mandy. Little girl looks like she's wearing like a pinky white dress behind you.
Well, that ball is not stopping. It's going crazy. Yeah, they're going to drain that ball, and those are brand new balls, and they're just lighting it up.
It could be if there really was an attachment to that doll. It could be just bringing that doll home, and the others not being happy with her being there. A disruption.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny thing. I got 2 cat balls over there, and one's sitting on the top with the other 3 dolls, and then I got one in her lap. But the one on her lap's not going off. It's the one with the other dolls. So I don't know. And there is a ice cold breeze, like I've been saying, right here, like all up on my back, my arm. It's like they're just swarming me in here. And I swear,
Yeah,
you're right.
She just makes
I
you
want to
uneasy,
set a
doesn't
camera
she?
up on that doll. Maybe I should set a live feed up on that doll. Let her watch it.
Maybe. I mean, they say she moved out here on the porch. I mean, I would like have her, sometimes I would have her like sitting over on the side, or I would have her, so this is like the steps that was coming up, and I would have her like peeking out through there, so when people would walk up, they would see her, because I do like to have a laugh with that, but they were legit like, somebody moved that doll. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. But she resided outside. I mean, she was loved. I give her
didn't want
love.
to put her outside. And I actually was going to take her to the Whispers Estates. Jenny had mentioned, well, bring her and, we'll take her to Whispers Estates. And I was like, that was my plan. I was going to do it. Then I said, Jenny, I don't know if I want to let her go.
Yeah, I still got to find that little girl at Whispers Estate a doll. We got to take her a doll and put on her bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should have took the sister to that one, the one that came with her, the one I was holding. Maybe that would have been a good doll, because they came from the same estate.
Damn it!
that
I
I
should
had.
have. I'm gonna have to. Maybe you can mail me that doll. I'll take it. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'll
buy
mail
that
her to you. Gracie, yeah.
Seeker says her name's Gracie, but I want to call her Gabrielle. That's what I was calling her. No, she just lit up that cat ball in her lap.
When you called her Gabrielle?
Yeah,
she likes that.
I can never get her to light up anything. That's the first time I've seen her do it. She just did it.
When you said that name, when you said, well, it could be that or Gracie.
Let me see. Is your name Gabrielle, little girl? If your name's Gabrielle, light that ball up. Is your name Gracie? If If your name's Gracie, light that ball up. No, she's stubborn. See, she won't do it when I'm watching her. I just turned around and had caught the ball lighting up on her. I didn't, like she ain't doing nothing now. Stubborn.
Your owl is out here.
Hell no, you can keep
No, I
that.
hear it. Yeah.
Where did we lose her at, Danielle?
I don't know. She must have lost signal. I didn't hear her say anything. I don't know what happened to her.
Well, guys, been on here for an hour and 25 minutes. I guess we probably should get off of here.
Yeah, we've been on here long enough. Well, I'm gonna sit here and do a little investigation right here with the dolls in my house.
That doll has you creeped out.
But here's the thing. I was hoping when I saged that it would have well, I told the children to go outside. I'm getting ready to sage. But I don't know. Like I said, I think I might have ticked them off a little bit.
Better apologize.
Wait,
Nick Knight.
got a question, Cindy.
Oh, so my granddaughter has a cussing jar since we've got her. We cussed a little bit, and it's so hard now. So she got a cussing jar, and every time we cuss, we got to throw in some money, And some people just prepay. They're like, "Here, take $1," because I'm, it's going to take a while. So my granddaughter was, I guess, listening to this, and so I had to put in a bunch of money.
That's funny. Well, I try not to cut. I mean, little words, shit, dang, damn, whatever.
Well, when you're
things,
excited, stuff just comes out.
Well, when you get startled on an investigation and you're really scared, you don't know what's going to
Yeah.
You just don't know.
That's what happens to me when they touch me. And I was like, they just touched my ass.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so fun, ladies.
Yeah. Thank you, Cindy, for coming on the podcast and talking about, the weekend we had. And, I wanted to do this to let everybody know, have you tell a little bit more about the place and what you're trying to do. And, let the other people who are watching, paranormal investigators, you want to tell people one more time before we get off here, how to contact you. If they're wanting to come, or they can come now, or are you not ready for people to come now?
So I'm going to start up a page. We can definitely set up, appointments now. We're still working on getting the other two bedrooms set up. But if people have, time and they want to do it now, like we got Danielle coming, then you can definitely get a hold of me either through Mandy until I get my page. But I do have a page called Cooper Hill Antiques and More. Just however you want until we get it set up. I want to, get things set up, and I need to get some waivers drawn up because, it is an old building. So we definitely, just want to protect ourselves too. So we won't be responsible for accidents and that kind of stuff.
Cindy, do you know how many people you're going to allow to come and be able to sleep there? Because it is pretty big. And
yeah. So as far as that goes, we have lots of space. So if you have like a big group or event, we will work something out. But I think that we could definitely, at least 10, people could fit in here.
That's a normal in locations is 10 normally.
Okay. Yeah. So that's would easily be doable here. We do have, it is old building. So you might throw a breaker if you're blow drying your hair or and the heater's running.
Yeah.
But yeah. So just to kind of get that out there. And I appreciate you guys so much for, like I say, I feel like everything happens for a reason also. And so hopefully this will help preserve this building. And so.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, again, you guys, if you're looking for an investigation here at the Cooper Hill Village, contact Cindy, Cindy Davis, and, she will set you up. And also, Cindy, what's the price range? I know we had talked about it, so people can.
Yes. What was that?
I heard it. Did you
I
hear
heard
it?
something. What was that?
I don't know. I heard sounded like a woman.
What did she recommend? I don't know. Yeah,
I don't
so
know,
I think,
but I
you
heard
know,
something.
I did too. So I think we're gonna want to start. We're gonna do $400, I think, for the you know, the whole range, because, and then I can also give the tour up, take you up to the cemetery, so you can find the cemetery also if you're wanting to, you know, do that. So, you know, if you come
You
in,
can have markers leading up to that. You know that? You can have a
I
little
could,
map.
you know, yeah, it is. So it is conservation up there. It's a conservation area, but so it's free access to, as long as you're not, you know, digging up plants and taking rocks and shooting deer, you're good, you know. But I'm also going to talk with the conservation, because it was really sad to see that in such disrepair up there. There's some, you know, just brush and trees and stuff that need to be taken down. So, if that's the case, then I will definitely be able to kind of blaze a trail through there, so it's easier to get to. But you can actually get to there just from our property. There's a path that you can go. We do, you know, if you come out here, you are out in the middle of nowhere, and you are going to want your boots, you know. We was
Yeah.
able to borrow some boots from a friend down the road from Mandy when she came, but it is definitely, you know, a hike up that way. But it's worth it, I feel. You know, as far as that goes, that cemetery is very, you'll get some information, and, you know, some, I think if we could clean off some of those headstones and stuff a little bit more, I feel like there's some, I don't know why, but I thought that when I was there before with Charlie, that there was a grave outside of the cemetery. And I was trying to find it when we was there, but I couldn't find it. I just felt like that was strange that somebody would be buried outside of the cemetery fence, you know, but I wasn't able to locate it.
Unmarked graves there too.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you don't see, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, there would be some, you know, tour involved with that. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, it's brand new to me, so we're still working out, you know, the logistics of it all, but definitely anybody, because I know free time is hard to come by, you know, so if you have free time and, you know, something works for you, don't hesitate, just to, you know, holler at me and we'll see what we can come up with. So.
Awesome, Cindy. I'm excited for you.
Me too. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in, and watch us girls live next Sunday at Whispers Estates. We will be with Creepy Cincinnati Forensics. I said it. I didn't just say it.
Did you say Creepy Cincinnati Paraforensics?
I didn't. Damn it. Well, whatever.
It'll be Creepy Cincinnati Paraforensics and Spectral Ohio Paraforensics, SOP. They'll be joining us at Whispers Estate next weekend. We'll be there the day after, December 26th. Not really sure what time we're going to go live yet. We're going to try to get there before dark to give you guys a little tour of this place. It's like a mansion. It's a really cool looking place. It has 4 floors in this house, counting the basement. So a pretty dark place. There's a lot of dark activity. And there are, like I said, an open portal, a little girl up in the room. She actually died in the house by a fire. And that's why everybody brings her dolls and puts them on her bed. She'll like the doll or she won't like the doll. So previously, investigator took her a doll and she didn't like it. And when I went back up to the room, the doll was gone. And then at the end of the investigation, they found the doll downstairs and it was burned.
That's what was the building before? Was it a home, a residence, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
See, I would hate.
There was a doctor's office. There was a doctor that lived in it too, and he actually was a doctor outside of that location. So yeah, so it's got a lot of history to it.
Well, I would feel bad if I took that doll there and that girl got pissed and didn't like the doll, and then
I think this one here. I think this one needs to go. I think she would.
Send her to me. What do you want for her? You said, what was it, $5 or $6 earlier?
I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't much. So pay
What do you
postage.
want, 10, 15? I'll take her too. Bring her. She'll fit right in here with the girls.
Yeah,
We can
Give
yeah,
us
we
a
can
way
find
up.
that little girl.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind having that one to keep here. But Cindy's got so many
Yeah.
dolls there, we could get her one.
Yeah.
But Cindy, I want to bring her. I want her.
Okay.
I have 52 in my closets. 52.
Do you?
Yeah, y'all talk about my collection. Jenny's got a whole. Jenny's hoarding the damn things in her closet. She's
So
hoarding.
there's none that I want to part with.
Oh, I used to have a bunch of, the taller hard plastic ones. I mean, I loved them, and my kids were like, those are so creepy, So I eventually sold them, but I did have this one African American one, but her eyes was reddish. When the light would hit them a certain way, they would just look red, and they would always turn her around in the corner. I'm like, stop that, she was they actually did go to a haunted house eventually because the kids just hated them, but
Really?
yeah.
Well, and the ball's going off.
We won't put you. We won't.
Yeah, we can find her. I'll find her one. I'll look this week to try to find her one that we could take to put on her bed.
Oh yeah.
Because we're gonna do a quiet. Manny and I are gonna do a quiet session in the room on her bed.
Oh
So
yeah.
we want to make sure we take her a doll.
Yeah. Oh.
Robert the doll. I don't even want to say his name. You're not supposed to speak to that doll. Give me. Yeah, they say don't even mention that name.
He's supposed to be the most haunted doll, Barbara. Even more than Annabelle.
Well, yeah, he's at Zach's place at his what do you call that place he's got there? The museum. Yep.
Museum.
Okay. Well,
All right.
we will end this. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, and don't forget to watch us next Sunday. Cindy, stay on for just a minute when we get off the live.
Okay.
All right.
Night,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.